floating traumatized teens, Russian gulag gladiators, and stoner pizza surfer boys. Let's talk about Stranger Things Season 4.
Will's doing it.
Okay, obviously spoilers for Season 4 of Stranger Things. If you haven't seen it, not sure why you clicked on this video, but just a warning, just spoiler warning. I'm going to talk about the whole season, so don't be mad at me. I think this season was the best in Season 1, honestly. The Season 1 had the great mystery with all the kids and really figuring out what the Upside Down was and all the mysteries. And then Season 2 and 3 kind of took a approach I didn't love, where it was more like faceless monsters that really didn't have any mystery to it because we already knew about the Upside Down from Season 1. Now with Season 4, we got Vecna, the legit villain, I think, who is scary, has motivations. It makes sense of what why he wants to do what he does, and then it makes it seem like now he is the big bad because he was then responsible for everything in previous seasons, which I really think now gives a big driving force. Instead of this stuff is happening to Hawkins, it's like this. There's motivation behind it, which I really enjoy. And he was a creepy, weird-looking tentacles. He had slimy tentacles always. Looked cool. I'm into it. But overall, liked seeing the entire cast back. I just think my only main criticism is that there's too many characters. There's too many side stories. Every time they cut away to the Russian Hopper, pretty much the adults of the storyline, I kind of felt myself wanting to get back to what Elle and what the other boys were doing. That seemed more interesting to me, and people going into the Upside Down, all that kind of stuff was very cool. What they were doing in Russia was kind of okay, when are you going to meet up with the main crew? And they don't until the absolute last second of the whole thing, which I hope means that they're setting up Season 5 to have everyone in Hawkins doing the same thing, because it really slows the action down. Not to cut ahead, but towards the end of one of the last episodes, when they're all fighting and they're all doing their own plans against Vecna and, different forces of the Upside Down, you have cutting from place to place so much that I kind of forgot that Steve and Robin and Nancy were being hung up on the walls, being choked out. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened 3 side stories ago, and I've kind of lost track because there's so many things happening at once. It's hard to keep it all straight. So I'd rather see more of a concentrated story. But obviously I know they have these characters. They can't just leave them alone. I would have been okay if Hopper died in the last season and then officially died, because then we wouldn't need to go to Russia at all. We'd just stay with the main crew in Hawkins. Loved the way they were doing the gateways, going into crawling up, which then would invert gravity. That's just a lot of fun visually and just a cool idea. And we got new fan favorite Eddie. People really seem to enjoy his character. I wish they gave him a bit more to do, because I think that he was strong in the beginning, then was kind of in hiding for most of it, and then at the end he decides he wants to be a hero, and they had the cool guitar solo. That stuff's all great, but I feel like I didn't spend enough time with him personally to really feel and be like, oh no, he died. Because I was like, I don't really know this guy very much. I know kind of who he is, but I don't know him well enough to really feel that emotional gut punch like Dustin does in the show. The way that people were getting killed which was very graphic and crazy looking, people's arms and and then their eyeballs would pop out. Very, very. I remember the first episode when that happened to Chrissy, and you're just like, whoa, Stranger Things, chill out. So it's cool that the town got involved. They kind of dropped that though, because everyone kind of gets together, and it's pretty much just the star basketball guy who gets into it and really wants to hunt him down, because obviously Chrissy was his girlfriend, but he's the only one who's really gung-ho about it. It would have been cool to kind of see a whole town mob. And for sure all the characters are very likable. Some get a lot more screen time and a lot more acting than others, and some of the actors are really bringing it. Sadie Sink playing Max, she had a 2 or 3 full-on monologues that were she's bringing it. And always Noah Schnapp, I think in the previous seasons when he was more the focus of the Upside Down influence or whatever, really, really strong young actor. And now he's gotten older. I think he's getting even better. So that moment with Jonathan, where he's I like how they did it. They didn't say hey, I know you're gay. It's cool, bro. I love you. They say they just kind of know hey, I'm here. I love you. All good. everything you're gonna, and then that you could see the relief on his face when they do that, and then that just, I don't know, that just was a really nice scene. And then on to the ending of the season. It was a tiny bit messy for me. I know how they're, like, what they're setting up, which I'm into, but I think the ending I think I would have liked it better if it was more final. Like, Max definitely died, and that's what brought up, like, they failed, like they didn't save Max, and the upside down giant rift is opening. I feel like that'd be more definitive and more setting up, like, for real, this is what happened. I feel like we didn't need Elle to go in there in the black void dream mind world, whatever you want to call it, and do, like, some Rise of Skywalker crap to Max's chest to, like, keep her alive, I guess. They really didn't, like, kind of, like, can Elle do that? That's kind of just a weird thing they threw in there. I don't know. I mean, she squeezed her heart a couple times with her telekinesis. Whatever. I don't care. But I think it would have been better if, like, 100% they failed. Because obviously Max in a coma. She'll wake up next season, obviously. But I feel like it would be better if it was definitive. She did not make it. They failed. The rift is opening. They have to then come together to, now in season 5, what I want to happen is really, like, have Vecna be even more powerful. Somehow he Halloweened away after they shot him out a window on fire. I want him to come back, get even stronger, have even more tentacles, look like a really, just like a, maybe beef him up a little bit. Like he went to the upside down gym, have more monsters. So it's like there's the bats that are his kind of like his foot soldiers, but I want maybe some other, like, then demogorgons and demodogs and things, like, all together in the upside down to really show, like, this is Vecna's army, and have them, season 5, see them coming out of the portal into real world. So it's not just the kids and, like, the random adults that see him. I want, like, the entire town to see these creatures and, like, really have it be a full on showdown for the end of season 5. So that's Stranger Things season 4. We'll see what happens in season 5, probably in 3 more years from now. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to check out more of my reviews on movies and TV shows. Really, really appreciate it. I'll be around when a movie or TV show comes out or thing I want to talk about. I'll put it up here and come back and enjoy. Have a good one, everybody.